Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'd like to introduce you to a player from Pioneer. Now this is an all-in-one player. It's known as the XDJ RX2. I would class it as the sort of item, this is all you need for a club DJ, a mobile DJ, maybe you're working in a bar, maybe you're a manager in a nightclub and you want a piece of kit that you know will work for everyone. Well, it's here in the RX2. You have a 2-channel mixer, channel 1 and channel 2. Now, what Pioneer have done with the XDJ RX2 is taken the footprint of the higher Nexus series and brought it down into an all-in-one player. There is no need to use a laptop with the RX2. On the other hand, you can plug in a laptop. One of the great features of the RX2 is that if you wish, you can use a laptop. You can also plug in vinyl turntables. You can plug in external CD players. You can also use thumb drives. But one of the key features of the RX2 is you can use all of that at the same time if you want to. Now, a lot of controllers will only let you use a laptop, whereas the RX2, you can use a laptop if you want. Alternatively, if you don't like looking at a screen, you can use the Recordbox software from Pioneer, put all of the tracks onto a thumb drive, plug the thumb drive into one of the USB ports or 2 thumb drives, and away you go. So in other words, you can take this out of the box, plug a thumb drive in, and away you go. Now, the screen on the RX2 is touch sensitive as well. The dial here will let you search through all of your media. Now, let me show you some of the key features. These pads here are great for setting hot cues, maybe setting beat loop, also slip loop and beat jump. Over here, we can increase and decrease the speed of the track using what's known as the pitch controller. Cue and play pause. Here we can search through our tracks. Here we can search through the track. Here are our up faders. This will let us increase and decrease the volume of each side. Here we have a crossfade. So for example, if we're playing a track on the left-hand deck and we have the right channel up, we can, by moving the crossfade over, here, the right-hand side, we have our color effects dial, we have our low, which is also known as bass, mid, high, and our trim. Above there, we have these switches. Now, we can select from deck, which will let us play through the RX2 itself. We go to line, and now we can play through an external source, for example, a CDJ. We go to phono, and now we can use a vinyl turntable. So as I said at the beginning of this video, at any given time, we can go from a vinyl turntable, from a CD player, into the RX2 itself. Here we have our color effects. We have dub echo, sweep, noise, and filter. By pressing one of these, we now can see that the LED is flashing, and now we can move the color dial and get that desired effect. On the other hand, we have here what's known as the beat effects, and we can select what channel we want the effect to go on. Here we can select the effect itself, the time of the effect, the depth of the effect over the track that's playing, and here we can engage and disengage that effect. So at any given time, we can add a beat effect, but also at the same time, we can add a color effect. And this is one of the great features of the RX2, because gone are the days of a DJ playing one track into the other. Now a DJ can play not only one track into the other, but add some great effects, making their mix their own. Now, even though it may seem to the discerning eye it's just 2 channels, it's actually more than 2, because here we have a 3rd channel. So for example, if you're a mobile DJ and all of a sudden someone comes along and thrusts an iPhone at you and says, can you play this track? you can. All you really need is another cable in the back, which is an RCA to a mini jack. Plug the mini jack into their phone, and by using the auxiliary channel here, you can play their track. Top here we have our microphone inputs. Of course, the microphone inputs themselves are at the back, but here we have our level for microphone 1 and microphone 2, and we have a 2-channel EQ, low and high. Top left hand corner we have a switch here for off, on, that will engage the microphone, and here the talkover. Now this is important if, let's say, you don't want to use the volumes yourself to bring the volume down while you talk and up while you stop talking. So the talkover is a great feature that lets you use the microphone, and as you talk into the microphone, the music will naturally dip for you. As soon as you stop talking, the music will come back up to its original volume. But always remember to turn the microphone off. There's nothing worse than saying something and realizing you've said it over the mic. Okay, let's have a little bit more of a look at the two turntables themselves. Now here we have the slip mode. Now this is a great feature for someone who likes to add effects while in vinyl mode and using the jog wheels. So for example, you can do a quick spin back, and what will happen is with slip mode engaged, the track will carry on playing underneath your effect. So in other words, the track will play in real time and continue playing in real time while you move the jog wheel. So if you're in the mix and you do a spin back, your mix will always be exactly in time no matter what you do on the jog wheel. Disengage slip mode, and now if you turn the jog wheel, you will turn it back and it will go back in time and start from where the spin back finished. Of course, we can add loops by pressing in and out, and we can set those loops in hot cues. Here we can halve the loop or double it. So if you do a 1-bar loop and you press this button here with the arrow facing to the left, that 1-bar loop will become half a bar. Press it again, a quarter, and so on. Alternatively, you press the arrow facing to the right and you'll increase that loop twice. So 1 bar will become 2, and then 4, 8, and so on. Memory here is, let's say, if you have set some loops in the rekordbox software. Now, one of the great and best features about the RX2 that I feel is fantastic. Let's imagine you're going to an event and you want to record your event. Well, the great feature is if you put your USB into USB 2, you can actually record your set at the same time. Not only that, but you can record your set on the same USB you're actually playing music from. Sounds crazy, but it can be done. So there we go. This is an all-in-one unit. There's no need for separates. There's no need for a laptop. All you need is the RX2. And don't forget, you can get this from Bax Music. Thank you very much.